What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to Celio's Network, the channel dedicated to providing you with competitive Pokemon TCG content. Today I'm back with our first Sun and Moon through Celestial Storm standard format deck list, and it's going to be the new Buzzroc list that I've been working with. So I don't really know what the correct way to play Buzzroc is right now. I'm not sure that anyone does. We lost so many cards. We lost Max Elixir, Strong Energy, the possible Regirock-EX inclusion, Sycamore, and a lot is gone from the deck. Also, it's Draw Engine Octillery from Breakthrough with that Abyssal Hand ability. So this is what I've been trying. I've played a little over 20 games with it so far, and it's working so much better than I expected it to. I kind of threw together about 70 cards, and these were the 60 that made the cut for the deck. And it's been working really, really well. I like all the ideas I had for this deck have been actually working out in practice how I hoped they would on paper. So we'll go over this. I'll talk about how the deck works after we go through the card counts and a couple of matchups that I've been practicing so far. So we have two of the baby Buzzwole from Forbidden Light with the Sledgehammer ability and the Sledgehammer attack, where if your opponent has exactly 4 prize cards remaining, it does 120 for 1 energy. This has been really popular in standard format, but if you're new, I have the card up here for you. It's a really great 1 prize attacker. Swing Around is also a great attack if you Beast Ring some energies onto it. Buzzwole-GX, 190 HP, basic fighting. Jet Punch does 30 and then 30 to a bench. Knuckle Impact does 160 before damage modifiers. And Absorption GX does 40 for every prize card you have remaining. So at the beginning of the game, that does 240 without any damage modifiers, which is really, really nice. Our other attackers are Lycanroc. We have a 2-2 line of Lycanroc. This card is one of the best cards we had in the previous standard format, and I definitely think it's in our top 5 for the upcoming standard format. So 200 HP, stage 1, fighting type. It's weak to grass, while Buzzwole's weak to psychic, so we have some nice weakness differentiating there, so we're not getting just pounded by a psychic deck or a grass deck. We can change up our attackers depending on what our opponent's hitting with. Bloodthirsty Eyes is a gust effect we get when we evolve Lycanroc. So Bloodthirsty Eyes, when you evolve this Pokemon, you may switch one of your opponent's benched Pokemon with their active. So essentially you can use a draw supporter and kind of a Guzma-ish effect in the same turn. Claw Slash for fighting Colorless. Colorless does 110, and then Dangerous Rogue does fighting Colorless 50 for every one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. So if your opponent has 4 Pokemon on the bench, that's 200 damage before damage modifiers. And we'll talk about Claw Slash's energy cost as we get later into the deck list. We have 1 Diancie Prism. It's a bench sitter. While it's on your bench, your fighting Pokemon's attacks do 20 more damage. Really, really good. Especially, you're always going to want to have this out, especially since we lost Strong Energy with the rotation. Oranguru is our Pokemon-based draw engine. Instruct: once during your turn, you may draw cards until you have 3 cards in your hand. It doesn't seem like a lot, but we can really play our hands down to 2, 1, or 0 cards, and a lot of times, because of Magcargo, you only need to draw the 1 card. And so we have a 2-2 line of Magcargo. This isn't really our draw engine, but it works well with our draw engine that I've selected for the deck. So once during your turn, you may search your deck for a card, shuffle your deck, and put that card on top of it. So if you have a card that draws, if you have something that draws like 1 or 2 or 3 cards, Smooth Over works really well with it because you can select a singular card that you're guaranteed to get. So it doesn't really matter if you are drawing a lot of cards as long as you're guaranteeing the 1 card you get. So that's, sorry, we also have Tapu Lele-GX. So I'm actually iffy on keeping Tapu Lele. I've been thinking about replacing it with a second Oranguru. I might do that, but Lele has come in handy for its Wonder Tag ability to search out a supporter when I don't have a very good starting hand. So yeah, that is it for the Pokemon. Next, I want to single out the draw engines that go really well with a Magcargo. So we have the Oranguru. And then I have 4 Acro Bike. Look at the top 2 cards of your deck and put one of them into your hand, discard the other card. So if you have a Magcargo set up and an Acro Bike in your hand, you haven't used Smooth Over yet, you can Smooth Over any card and Acro Bike for it. Now you will have to discard the other card, but this is guaranteeing that you get that single card that you wanted with Smooth Over. So you know how Rockruff has trade, so you can Smooth Over and trade. Well, I'm trying to replicate that with this Buzzwole deck with a few different ways to get that Smooth Over card. So we have the 4 Acro Bike, we have the Oranguru, and then I'm also playing 2 Kukui, which has been amazing in this deck. So it draws 2 cards, which isn't much, but like I said, if you Smooth Over, then draw 2 cards, you're guaranteeing that 1 card that you wanted. And also, your Pokemon's attacks do 20 more damage. So a lot of people are building their decks with the fact that Buzzwole lost strong energy in the rotation in mind while building their deck. So they aren't expecting a lot of damage modifiers, but Kukui can really surprise your opponent. It can help you hit extra numbers. Jet Punch can start racking up damage just like it did in the old standard format. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different outs to get our Smoothed Over card from Magcargo. And like I said, it's been working so well. Like, I'm really happy with this list. So that is the draw engine that pairs with Magcargo, and I'll just continue on with items from there. So we have 3 Beast Ring. I was playing 4, but you really only need to hit like 1. 2 is really nice, but if you hit 1, you're usually okay. The 4 was just overkill because I was seeing it early. I ended up cutting the 4th Beast Ring for a 2nd Rescue Stretcher because the Rescue Stretcher felt like it was more necessary. Some games you don't want to attack with Buzzwole-GX, like if you're playing against a Shrine deck, so you just have to chain baby buzzes. Some games they'll target your Oranguru and you have to get that back. Maybe you prized your 2nd Lycanroc, so you have to reuse one. But yeah, so 3 Beast Ring has been working really well. Energy recycle system, since Super Rod got rotated out, we have this. It's like Stretcher but for basic energy. Put a basic energy from your discard to your hand, or shuffle 3 basic energies from your discard to your deck. I've been using both of these options based on the situation. We're using 3 Nest Ball, so I'm not using Brooklet Hill here because Nest Ball can also search out the Guru and the Slugmas. I love Nest Ball in this deck, it's been working great. The only problem is I don't have a stadium to replace my opponent's stadium sometimes, which is an issue that I have been seeing against Shrine decks, but I actually haven't lost to any Shrine decks yet, so it's been an issue, but I've been able to power through it by just attacking with baby buzzes and not evolving Rockruff until it's necessary. Like I said, 2 Stretcher to get back our Pokemon so we can have diverse options depending on the matchup. 2 Switch, we lost Floatstone, so we're playing 4 Guzma, 2 Switch. Those are our options to move around. A Skateboard doesn't really work well in this deck. As you can see, our main Pokemon all have 2 or more retreat. So it's very possible to add a 3rd Switch here, maybe even an Escape Rope. But the switches have been fine, especially since I can just Smooth Over if I get stuck and get a switch, get out of there. 4 Ultra Ball, pretty standard. It's possible to go 4 Nest Ball, 3 Ultra Ball, but the Ultra Ball finds you your Magcargo, which is super important. We're playing 4 Cynthia. It's our best draw supporter in the game right now, so it's default 4 of. As well as Guzma, we're playing 4 of that. It's a very needed card, especially in this deck that's so aggressive. 2 Kukui, like I mentioned. 3 Choice Band. Since Field Blowers are less common, it is possible to drop down to 2. But I think, like I said, we lost strong energy. Regirock EX is no longer an option for the deck. I think you need the 3 Choice Band. And then for energy, we have 9 basic fighting, 1 Beast Energy Prism, which allows our beasts to do 30 more damage, and we have 2 double Colorless. Yes, 2 double Colorless, so it works so well with Claw Slash. It's almost like you're accelerating energy to a Lycanroc, because if you have a basic fighting sitting on a Rockruff. Let's say you've already used your GX with Absorption GX. Your opponent may think that nothing can happen next turn with that Lycanroc. Since max elixirs are gone, you've already used your GX attack, but this DCE is so potent in this deck. I actually just played a few games before this video, so I would be fresh with a couple of examples while talking about the cards. And there was a game where I had a Rockruff with a Fighting Energy, a Lycanroc in hand, and my opponent just knocked out my active Buzzwole-GX, which had Absorption. So I sent up the Rockruff with a Fighting Energy, evolved my Lycanroc, Bloodthirsty-eyed my target. I smoothed over a DCE to the top of the deck, drew my 2 cards with Instruct. One of them was the DCE. I just smoothed over, attach Claw Slash to Zoroark-GX. So the DCE, I'm only playing 2, but because of Smooth Over, you can get it when you need it, as long as Magcargo is set up and you have a draw card like Guru, Kukui, or Bike. And yeah, the DCE is super good. You can also use it to retreat sometimes, maybe use Psychic or Energy Drive. But it's mainly there for Claw Slash, and it's been working wonders. So that is the deck. I think I went over pretty well how it functions. I usually like to lead with a Buzzwole-GX. Since Mew EX is no longer in the format, it's really hard to keep Buzzwole-GX in check. And a lot of people are omitting Psychic Techs from their decks because they think Buzzroc is dead. I think that's a very bad idea to do. Buzzroc is very much alive right here. This deck has been going overwhelmingly positive in testing versus Zoroark decks. I've been testing against Zoro Rock, Zoro Garb, Zoro Decidueye, which are all pretty popular right now, and I've been hearing a lot of talk about. I have to test it against Metagross. I know that's going to be a very tough matchup, but you can't beat everything, you know. But if you get an early aggression off on Metagross, you're fine. It's good against Gardevoir because they take a bit to set up, and then you can just Dangerous Rogue a big Gardevoir. If they don't chain the Gardevoirs, you pretty much can take command. And yeah, the Smooth Over with the Draw Engine really helps this deck just keep pushing out efficient attackers. And it's been working really well. So, guys, if you like this deck, make sure to click like, comment, let me know what you think about it. Subscribe to the channel for more content. And try this deck out for yourself. Let me know if you made any changes to it, or if you like how it is right here. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time here on Celios Network.